Hi, I'm Teresa Maldonado-Marchak, physical therapist and certified Pilates teacher. I'm here to speak with you today about dead butt syndrome, also known as gluteal amnesia. Gluteal amnesia is when your butt muscles basically forget how to fire correctly. This happens to be a common problem today for several reasons. With people sitting more and more behind their computers, cars, and not being as active as they should, the muscles around the hip joint experience something called reciprocal inhibition. That's when the muscles in front of the hip, your hip flexors, become short and tight from being in that shortened position of sitting, and the opposite muscles, the butt muscles, are inhibited from sitting and they become overstretched, weak, and inactive. Why is this of concern to you? Well, besides having a weak butt that's beginning to head south, there is another concern. Your gluteus maximus is your strongest hip extensor and hip external rotator. If it's inhibited from doing its job, the piriformis muscle, a smaller external rotator, may have to jump in to take up the slack. If the piriformis does more than it's meant to do and overfires, you can get something called piriformis syndrome. This is when it becomes irritated and inflamed, and it may press on the sciatic nerve. This can result in sciatica, which is pain, numbness, and tingling down your leg. In general, you want to avoid gluteal amnesia because you don't want other muscles jumping in to take up the slack, as that can result in injuries. So how do you fix it? Well, first, you need to stretch those muscles in front of the hip that are short, tight, and inhibiting gluteal action. Then you want to strengthen those glutes. The first muscle we're going to stretch is the rectus femoris, which crosses two joints. Hold on to something sturdy and take a hold of your foot and point the knee towards the floor. Be sure not to tip the pelvis forward, but lift your pubic bone as you drop your tailbone. And hold that for about 30 seconds and do it twice on each leg. If you have trouble reaching your ankle, grab a hold of a towel or a resistance band, wrap it around, and use that as leverage to basically give you a longer arm. And that way you won't distort your body. Now for the iliopsoas muscle that crosses the front of the hip, you're going to, from a kneeling position, just lunge forward. You're going to contract this glute, lift your belly, and you'll feel a stretch all the way in front here. To complete the stretch, you'll do a lift up and over to the side. The first exercise is really simple for strengthening, and you can do it interspersed throughout your day. All you're going to do is just squeeze your glutes and hold it for about 10 seconds. And you can do it sitting, standing, kneeling, whatever. But just be sure to do it throughout the day. So let's begin with bridging. For this, we are going to do a neutral pelvis bridge rather than an articulating bridge. Just a nice neutral pelvis. The weight is on your heels. And you're going to tone your butt without tucking and rise up. Hold that. You'll notice I have a loop around my thighs just above my knees. That's keeping the knees slightly separated so that they don't collapse in. And because the glute max is also an external rotator, you are engaging that as well, helping fire that. And lower down like a drawbridge, lowering your bottom. If you find the previous exercise easy and you're ready to advance, go on to single leg. Extend one leg and you bridge up, keeping your hips level. Hold for a few seconds, breathing, and lower it down. This is really going to work that bottom hip a lot. All right, for the clams, you're going to set yourself up against a wall. I'm using the base of my fireplace here. And you're going to feel the contact of your head, your upper back, and your bottom, your sacrum, against the wall. Your heels are touching, feet and knees stacked on top of each other. I have a loop. You can use a resistance band above your knees for added work. And then just create a little lift underneath your waist to level out your spine so you're not collapsed. From here, exhale as you open the knee, and the muscles that need to work will automatically fire. You won't have to think about it. As long as you have all this proprioceptive feedback for your body, it will help you to work correctly. Hold the up position for about 6 to 8 seconds, and then slowly close. Be sure not to hold your breath, but continue to breathe through the effort. The last exercise I call the glute blaster. For this exercise, lower your forehead onto your hands, and you're going to press your heels together and lift up your thighs slightly and slowly. So, exhale, press the pubic bone into the floor, draw the shoulder blades away, and the thighs lift up. And then slowly lower. You're really going to feel this. Squeeze the heels together, activate your glutes, and lift. Hold as you breathe in and out. And lower down. If you do all these glute exercises consistently, you will have glutes that are heading north, not south anymore. Thanks.